statement, and we're going to open it for questions.
Yeah, anytime you play a really quality team, obviously the best team in the conference at this point in time, you've got to be, I guess, on point, so to speak, in terms of the things that you do, and be consistent at that. I thought the third quarter really changed the momentum in a lot of ways. We came out pretty flat. We go 2 for 11 from the field, gave up a bunch of stuff defensively that we hadn't given up in the first half, and at the end of the day, that quarter really kind of is the difference in the game. But just continue proud of our team, proud of our effort. We continue to play hard. We continue to defend for the most part, but we just got to get more disciplined in the things that we do. Sometimes defensively we go rogue and we don't get stops the way we should get stops, and we go double when we're not supposed to be doubling. So hopefully we can learn from this, move forward, and continue to grow.
Now, Coach, on paper, the Texas Women Pioneers, 9th ranked. Javeliners are currently not ranked, but, I mean, winning in categories such as turnovers, 10 turnovers, only being able to surrender as opposed to their 15, being able to come down with more steals, swipe 8 steals as opposed to their 6. What does it say about this squad that they're hanging in there with some of the top teams of the LSE?
I'll be honest with you, I don't even really look at those stats at the end of the day. I mean, we could turn it over 17 times and win, and the most important stat is going to be the victory. So, despite all those things, at the end of the day, they're getting on a plane and flying home and feeling good about themselves, and we're not. So we just got to keep getting better. We got to keep getting better in all phases of the game. We got to have players step up. We got to get consistency, and that's kind of been our big deal all year long. Is we just haven't been consistent. Knowing who's going to show up day to day, blocking out. Early on we weren't taking care of the ball. Now we're taking care of the ball. We just foul way too much, man. 23 fouls. That's incredible. That's a lot of fouls. That's not moving your feet. That's playing with your hands. So, again, we just got to get better.
Coach, in regards to your team, I saw you huddled up with them at the end of the game. What was your message to them immediately after that defeat?
Number one, I just told them I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them. I think we play hard. I think we try to compete. We got to clean up a lot of things. We can't have a third quarter where we are down 21-9. We can't have big possessions in the fourth quarter where we get backdoored and give up a wide open layup. You have to concentrate in every moment. And I tell them all the time, it has to be important to you. It has to be important to you. You got to stay focused. So just told them, hey, it's part of it. We'll learn from it. Let's move forward.
And I know this upcoming road trip is a long road trip all the way to Wichita Falls and Lawton, Oklahoma. What are you going to be looking for in your team these next 2 games? And how important are they? Would you like to let the viewers know?
Oh, obviously, every game in the conference obviously is important. We've had some long road trips. I don't think that will affect us more than anything else. I think the big thing for this team, again, is just the consistency level, playing hard, playing for each other, just continuing to do the things that we ask of them day in and day out.
And my final question for you, Coach, when do you know your team is consistent? What are the 3 things that you know, okay, we're consistent?
I think number one, just playing hard, knowing that, we're going to get this effort out of every player. I don't think it's necessarily scoring. I think it's, when you have big lulls offensively and you go multiple possessions where you're not scoring, I think that's a little bit of inconsistency even offensively. As long as you're getting good quality shots, I think that shows some consistency. And then defensively getting back-to-back stops over and over and over. And so, we haven't done that at times. I thought we had a really pretty clean first half. We talked to them at halftime about limiting our fouls, and we come out in the second half and foul more than we did in the first half. Ingram goes 12 for 14, 28 points, played 39 minutes. I mean, that's pretty stinking impressive.
Coach, one of the things, you mentioned consistency. One thing that I personally have noticed is the bench has really stepped up. There is depth on this team. 18 points from Shelby Ray, 11 points from Inem, I know. I mean, what does that say about just the depth of this team? You can throw anybody in there at any time when it comes to 33 bench points on the day. I mean,
there's probably a lot of people that watch our games and look at our stats and think, man, you got 2 people coming off the bench that just scored 18 and 11. That guy's probably an idiot. Why aren't those 2 starting? Sometimes some players don't start well. And maybe sometimes some players are playing better. It has to do with matchups and things like that. So, again, it doesn't really matter who starts, who comes off the bench. Super proud of Shelby and Ina coming off the bench and playing extremely well and contributing and scoring. And so, again, I think just consistency in the players and knowing that, hey, tonight we're going to get this out of you. Tonight we're going to get that out of you. I bet if you went and asked Coach Jilson right now in the TWU locker room, she's going to tell you that she's probably expecting to get like 16 and 10 out of Ingram every single game. That's what she's going to do. That's what good players do. They show up every single night. And so we've got to get to that point where we have that type of consistency, and we know day to day when we walk in the locker room, this is what I'm getting out of you, this is what I'm getting out of you, this is what I'm getting out of you. And so still have some basketball to play, and we'll continue to work at it.
Now, shifting focus a little bit, Coach, today's atmosphere was extremely electric. Senior day in the building and the second to last home game of the season. I mean, what was the feeling out there on the court for not only you guys as a coaching staff, but for the players as well?
You know, we talked about this on Thursday. This program has kind of gained a little bit of a following from the time that we got here. So we're extremely proud of that. It says a lot about our players. But, you know, we love to play at home. We love to play in a good home crowd. It's great to have a lot of friends and family come to town today to see this team play. Had some alumni come with some friends and watch us play. And then, you know, we continue to get the locals that come. But I just think it says a lot about our growth in our program from when we got here and weren't competitive to now we're in games where we're playing the number 9 team in the country and still have a shot to tie the game. You know, 5 years ago we couldn't have said that. And just looking forward to continuing to grow this program and continuing to add players that can make a huge difference.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Hi, Mom.